All right. We're a little bit earlier this morning, but it's a Saturday deadline, so I thought I'd go live at 7. I saw my mate FPL Tom was doing the same as well, so I thought you could have a couple of streams to hop between if you wanted. I've got to keep the noise down a little bit though because it's 7 a.m. and another person in my flat is probably asleep. So hopefully you can still hear me okay and it all sounds all right. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. You've got Dakshin, Owen, CT. Thank you, mate. And Utility Massage. Great to see you all. I hope you're keeping well. I've done a transfer, ladies and gentlemen. I've done a transfer. We saw that Cole Palmer was going to miss this game week. So I thought I'd cut my losses. I brought in Semenyo. And I now have... I'll go into Fantasy Football Hub to help me. I now have 3.3 million in the bank. Let's have a look. Get Semenyo in. He's gone up to 7.3, so it's good that I did that because I bought him for 7.2. So I bloody hell. So I caught 0.2 million of price rises then. So yeah, I made the move last night. I've got 3.3 million in the bank, and this is my current team. I don't want to do anything too drastic to it before the international break. I was quite happy to get rid of Palmer. I think it made sense to sell him yesterday, given, his price was almost definitely going to go down and the player I was looking to bring in might go up. You can see with 3.3 million in the bank, I have enough cash to buy, say, Chris Wood for Mark Gu, for example. But, the team is fine, I think. That team for this week is fine, in my opinion. I just need to do that. I think that's probably the way to go. Or do we pick Anderson over Richards? Start Anderson or Richards is my dilemma at the moment. Bear with, folks. Bear with. I must say, I see Mateus's message there. I think there are three pickable strikers in the game at 7.5 million. That's obviously João Pedro. I genuinely think you can also pick Mateta, and I also think you can pick Chris Wood. So yeah, I think there are 3 at that price. I imagine you might already have one. I'm just going to move my mic a sec. There we go. Good to see Hugo Tito. Carl Valencia, I remember your name from back along as well. I've gone Palmer to Gibbs White. Interesting. Yeah, Forest do have good fixtures. The West Ham one is good, I'll give you that. Yeah, that's the thing, Utility Massage. I could pretty much do the same thing as you. But then every week you have that benching headache. And I just don't want to put myself through that. You're benching Rangers against Brighton. But I actually think Brighton is almost a plum fixture for Man City. I think they'll do really well against them. Dakshin did Palmer, Saka to Bruno Sarr, captain in Bruno. I don't mind it. I don't think Bruno's the best captain this week. I just don't know what you're going to get from Man United. I think it could go either way. They could obviously completely bounce back from their loss against Grimsby and completely thrash Burnley. Or they could be on, it's probably one of the lowest points in the club's history. So they could also be on a low and get up and then get beaten by Burnley. I just don't know which way it's going to go. And also, I'm pretty sure Salah has a decent record against Arsenal. If you went with Wood, who would you bench? If I bought Wood in, I would probably bench Rangers, but I don't want to. And I want to save the transfer as well. And the thing is with Chris Wood, so he will be going to New Zealand during the international break. and he has definitely missed a game week after the international break because he's not fit to play. And they bought Igor Jesus, didn't they? And they've got a Woonie. I'm pretty sure they still have a Woonie. So I don't like Chris Wood before the international break. I think it's a bit of a risk, but I guess you could bench him next week because he's got Arsenal, isn't he? It's an interesting one. I've captained Chris Wood. I like that. I think if you've got him, give him the armband. Why not? I think I'd captain Pedro over Salah. Fair enough. It's against Arsenal. It's okay. Exactly, yeah. Rodgers or Reinders for the bench. I think based on what we've seen this season, you've got to bench Rodgers, haven't you? Villa haven't done anything yet, but then I think they could do something in this game, It's a tough one. Pepperoni, I want to switch from Palmer to Martinelli or Ekitike. Well, I absolutely would not pick Martinelli. Ekitike is a forward, so that transfer doesn't make sense. I think if you're selling Cole Palmer, you should buy Bruno Fernandes or Semenyo, would be my thought. Palmer to Sarr and Gu to Wood. Bruno as my captain. Yeah, I don't mind that. Would you buy Van Dijk or Ait-Nouri? I wouldn't buy either of them, to be honest. I don't know if Ait-Nouri's fit. He's been called up to the Algeria squad, but I guess he must be. Just not sure I'd buy either of them. I think I'd buy Tarkovsky or Milenkovic, to be honest. Nice one, James. If I went Palmer Gu to Wood, Sarr, who to bench? I don't know who's on your team, mate. Who would you buy? Van Dijk. If you're buying a player to put them on the bench as well, that's poor. I wouldn't do that. Would you buy Van Dijk or Ait-Nouri for the next 4 weeks? I've already answered that. Should I sell Kirkez for Porro? It's a good question on Kirkez. I've not been hugely impressed by him so far. No, I'd just leave it. Before international break, I'd just leave it. Start Verbruggen or Dubravka. I'd start Dubravka this week. We don't know how long Palmer's going to be out for. Good morning, Luca. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Bowen to Woods and Palmer to Semenyo. I'd just do Palmer to Semenyo, I think. Thoughts on... Yes, Ahmad, it will affect all of those. It will take some of Porro's corners and set pieces, and I think it will also take minutes off of Johnson. I think it will do both. I think your question is valid. I still wouldn't buy him, Peter. I get it, but I still wouldn't buy him. Good to see you as well, Alex, mate. Start one of Rodgers, Watkins, and Richards. I'd start both Rodgers and Watkins, mate. I had him. Bumo. Should I sell Palmer to Bruno? Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind that. Pepperoni, I would probably get rid of Bowen, but I wouldn't. I don't think you need to feel forced to use your transfers. I just use one, like I've done, and just buy a midfielder. You don't need to use 2 transfers, in my mind. Start one of Rodgers, Watkins. I've already answered that. I've got Sarr and Jai. Jeez. I would just never put myself in a position where you have a team that good and one of them needs to be benched. Are you still in a position where you can decide your transfers? If I was benching one, I'd genuinely say it's Elliot Anderson of that lot. But I wouldn't feel happy about it. I think I should probably do this. Uh, I let Palmer drop because I was undecided. Tell me my season. Of course not. It's not come to an end. Hey mate, so my team for this week is Pickford, Cucurella, Porro, Van der Ven, Chalobah, Salah, Gakpo, Kudus, Ekitike, João Pedro, Watkins. No advice. It's a good team. Palmer would have played. Yeah, I guess it's a factor. You know, the potential week off. Good to see you, Arav. By the way, long time no see. I'm doing very well. I'm a little bit hushed this morning because I don't want to make too much noise. We're very early in the UK. When will Xavi Simmons be added? I don't know. Play Neco Williams. Oh, for me it'd be Neco Williams, mate. Yes, I still have 2 Villa attackers. I'm gonna stay patient with them. I think they're good. They've got really good fixtures. They're proven Premier League goal scorers. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy. I'm going to change the title because we will do some team reviews. Nixie, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining mine and Tom's stream last night as well. It was good to have you there. I would not pick Cherky. I just don't think his minutes are secure enough. Who to captain between Bruno and Wood? I think I'd captain Chris Wood. That's interesting, Luca. I'd actually keep Papi Sarr this week. I think that's risky, mate. I think it's risky because if Isak signs for Liverpool, the minutes become a little bit of a worry for me for Gakpo because Ekitike has been so good that he'll deserve minutes. I just would be a bit worried for that. Not Mad has asked for the best midfielder for 7 million. If you can't afford Semenyo, I'd consider Rodgers or Ismail Assar from Crystal Palace. What's your take on Larson? Well, I think he's both potentially injured and off to Newcastle. Yeah, but the good thing is Onana and, for that anyway, Onana and Kamara are both injured this week. So they will have to play with a winger rather than that sort of slow, boring midfield that they have been. So I think the injuries will actually force them to play differently. So yeah. Well, thank you, Cotton Eye Joe. I hope I don't wake him up. I'd be annoyed if I got woken up at 7 a.m. I don't mind Harvey Barnes, but I think Alanga's better. I just have a feeling Alanga will play more minutes. I would say, Lawrence, the decision you're making should be based on minutes and how many you think Barnes will get. Well, Luca, I mean, Anthony Gordon's out for 3 games. So, yeah. I think he will almost definitely take penalties. And I don't think Walter Marder will be the starting striker for Newcastle either. I think they get Strand Larsen in, by the looks of it, and he becomes the starting striker. I think they get Strand Larsen or Wissa, would be my view. Bear with. Sorry about that. Would you start both Anderson and Reinders over? Yes, I don't think Strand Larsen's going to play. Although the thing is, you could stick Strand Larsen in your team. You know, take your chances that he plays. Then if he doesn't play, you get one of them off the bench because he's either going to start or just not feature at all. I think. Morning, Sir Tom of Robinshire. Don't care. Sold Palmer days ago. Going for Bruno captain. Yeah, Anderson and Reinders is 50-50 in my mind complete 50-50. Issa Parker, I would start Watkins, I reckon. Nixie woke up with Wood. I didn't wake up with Wood this morning, unfortunately. Some of us, don't have that luxury. Alanga versus Rogers. I'd still say Rogers, you know. I'd still say Rogers. Big Chris JT, I sold Palmer for Semenyo. Rob Dickey scoring versus Hull. I hope so, mate. We need to win today. Cheers, Ambrose. Oh, that's quite funny. I had someone laughing at me for being early and someone saying, well done. So, thank you both. Smart to bench Verts if I want to start. João Pedro, Chris Wood and Watkins. Yeah, probably. Probability of Isak signing for Liverpool, I'd say 75%. I think it's going to happen. Coffee 43, I'm going to say Sarr on that one. Stanford, for me, it is Bruno Fernandes. Bristol City are still unbeaten, mate. We are. We haven't lost yet. Unlike quite a few other teams, we have not lost. It was quite nice to see Birmingham lose yesterday as well, because that opens things up a little bit. Well, Ahmad, I'm quite happy with my team, and if I use my second transfer, my team just becomes, well, I don't know who to bench, basically. So I've got 3.3 million in the bank, but I think having 2 transfers next week gives me more power. Like I could make some moves, I think, in order to get Haaland in. So I could sell Watkins and Bruno Fernandes, for example, for Sarr and Haaland, if I wanted to. Yes, I think the transfer deadline is Monday. Worth having Ait-Nouri in the squad? Yeah, I think he's going to play this week. Alex is a Coventry fan. You had a big win against QPR last weekend. I could maybe bench boost, that is true. But I don't want to. I want to get Haaland in. I want to get Haaland in my team. Oh, I forgot to do my EFL fantasy team. That's annoying. I'll have to do it now. I'm going to do it now off screen. I think Scott Twine should do something. I will just sell Salah so I can get Haaland. Interesting. I also think there's potential that you could free hit in Game Week 6 as well, to be fair. There's potential that you could free hit. By the way, we've got 111 people watching and 19 likes. I reckon if we get 100 likes on this stream, 100 likes, I will do 10 team reviews. How about that? If we hit 100 likes, I will review 10 of your teams. When do you think taking a hit is most viable? When you have 10 players that will actually play. Yeah. When you have 10 players that will actually play, that's when I take a hit. Other than that, I wouldn't bother. Your FPL ID. So, it didn't work. You go on your pick team. Sorry, where is it? I'm on the wrong Zoom level. So you have to do this in a browser. Okay, you can't do it in the FPL app. You have to do it in a browser. You see, when you go on pick team, you have points and rankings, and then game week history. If you click game week history, in your between the word entry and history, I can't show you my URL because it'll break the screen, but that's how you find it. But he got some minutes last week, Luca. He got some minutes last week. He got one. How many minutes did he play? 10. He didn't really do much, though. I'm just quietly hoping that he doesn't go down in price. Why not just sell Salah? I don't want to. JP or Haaland. If I had I think Haaland's the best captain this week. I wish I had Salah and Haaland, really. Hit can be worth it if you captain the player. That's fair enough. Nixie's got it. Yeah, Watkins' price drop it's annoying. Is it wise to get 3 Chelsea players? I wouldn't lose any sleep over having 2. I've got 2. Opinions on captain and Watkins. I think they'll do okay, Ball Villa, but for me, I'd want to captain a penalty taker. I think having someone who takes penalties as your captain is quite a powerful thing, to be honest. Salah's been rubbish. Sorry, 2 seconds. Jack Banks. I'm sorry, man. Hope you feel better soon. Imam, I've gone Haaland over Salah for free hit, but I regret it. Captain Haaland this week. I think you'll be alright. Good morning, Barbary. Best 5 million defender on a free hit. I've gone for Dan Burn. He's decent. I think Nico Williams is good as well. If you're doing a wild card, would you do Salah plus Haaland, only Salah or only Haaland, considering the numbers? I'd do them both. I've made a wild card draft, mate, if you check out my channel. Mrs. Mittens. Beautiful early it is. There was a balloon that went over my flat earlier, which was quite cool. Good luck to you too. FPL coach, goalkeeper, Sanchez, defender, Tarkowski, Van der Ven and Williams, midfielders, Wirtz, Salah, Rogers, Rangers, Palmer, attack, João Pedro and Watkins. I have 2 free transfers. I would just do Palmer to Semenyo. We've got exactly the same team, pretty much. I would just do Palmer to Semenyo, mate. I don't think it's worth for both Salah and Haaland, as you can just keep captain. I do. Harith, worth playing Esteve or transferring? I'd play Esteve this week if you needed to. If you can get Salah next week, I'd roll. Roaster, good to see you, mate. Saka I am going to the game today for what it's worth. I've got a busy day today, and so I've got to be up at 3:30 a.m. tomorrow because I'm going on holiday to Porto. What was I going to say? And yeah, I've got a lot of YouTube today. So we're doing this morning. I'll obviously have an FPL video coming out later. Bristol City play, so I'll do a preview and a review of that. So I'm going to do 4 YouTube videos, and then go to the gym, pack. It's going to be a stacked day today. I'm looking forward to it. This is what we love. It's good to see you, Laura. Hope you're well. I was watching the United game, or the penalty shootout, on the coach home from Fulham on Wednesday. I can't imagine you're too happy with that. I haven't done my score predictions. We can do them now. Ahmad, I think I'd consider Chris Wood, you know. Lamb Sauce, I'd agree with you. I think João Pedro for me. But even then, I'd be concerned with his minutes. Let's have a look at some score predictions. So here's what I've said. I might be completely wrong. So I've gone Chelsea 1, Fulham 1. And the reason I've done that is because it's the early kickoff. And as Gandhi has famously said, you never back the early kickoff. So I think that's going to be 1-1. I don't think either team keeps a clean sheet, and I don't think either team blows the other one away. So I've gone 1-1. Man United, I genuinely, right, I think that game could go either way. So I predicted Man United win 4-1, but that's assuming that they bounce back from that game against Grimsby. I think there's almost the same chance that they don't bounce back, fall even further, and Burnley beat them, and it's the end of Amorim. So we'll see. I think if Amorim loses against Burnley, I think the writing's on the wall for him, isn't it? Unfortunately, because I don't think the problem at Man United is the manager. That's one thing I will say. I don't think the problem is the manager. The one shame about Man United, though, is his midfield. I just don't think Bruno Fernandes in a 2 works. And I feel really sorry for Kobbie Mainoo as a result. I think Man United have some work to do there. I've got Brentford to win 3-0 against Sunderland. I think Brentford look good. I think Atara is a good signing. Ouattara, Dango, and Sharda is a good front 3. And yeah, the keeper is useless. I think whoever plays in goal is going to be at fault for the goal that Burnley score. I think Tottenham-Bournemouth is going to be a high-scoring game. I really do. I think both teams are going to score. I've predicted that 3-2. Everton-Wolves with no Strand Larsen. Wolves, I think, have the lowest expected goals of any team in the Premier League so far this season. And with no Strand Larsen, I just don't see where the goals for Wolves come from. So I've got Everton winning that 1-0. Newcastle, I've got them winning against Leeds 4-1. I guess same score as Man United, isn't it? That 2 seconds. Sorry. Yeah, I've got Man City scoring a boatload today. I just think Brighton are not going to play with a low block at all. I think they're gonna go for the game as they do with every game they play, and I think that's going to play right into Man City's hands, and I think they're going to win 5-1. Nottingham Forest 2, West Ham 0. I think that's a fair scoreline, and the other 2 games I think are going to finish 2-2. I just think the styles of Man City and Brighton suit Man City perfectly. I just think they do. I don't know what you think, but that's my thoughts. And of course, Chelsea Fulham is the early kickoff. So yeah, those are my predictions. I've got some Rob T FPL data as well. The legend that is Rob T FPL. We'll do some team reviews when we hit 100 likes, by the way. So we're on 46 at the moment. So if we can hit 100 likes, we'll do some team reviews. I'm going to do 10 because I'm nice like that. So yeah, in terms of projected goals, Haaland's top. Solanke, but he's probably not going to play. Whoever plays up front for Spurs is second. Wood third. Sesko fourth. Palmer, Watkins, João Pedro, Watkins, Strand Larsen, Gyökeres, Salah. Interesting one. So it's suggesting to me Haaland is probably the best captain this week. And also, Fantasy Football Hub, who kindly sponsor this channel, well, they are doing a pretty ridiculous offer this week where terms and conditions apply. You can't just sandbag your team to get a free membership. Not that you'd want to. But the link at the top of the description, I'll put it in the chat. They are offering money back when you sign up if you don't get a green arrow this week. I think that's a pretty good offer. Just in the chat if you want to take that up. Oh, Angus, I don't know about Rico Lewis, mate. I wouldn't go anywhere near him in FPL. I wouldn't go anywhere near him. Napstars, I would get Semenyo in. Or actually, if you're free hitting Gameweek 4, I'd consider Alanga. I'd consider Alanga against Leeds. Salah's my captain, mate. I did start earlier. I was about, so I started at 7. I hope that's okay. No, we have exactly the same position. I have exactly the same as you in the bank. And I'm going to save it. Would you rather have Dango or Njai? I'd say Dango. I quite like Dango. I think if you're on your free hit, it's a good opportunity to pick him, isn't it? I'd pick Dango, yeah. Pick a differential, and it's only a week. The thing with the free hit that I like to think is you can use it to pick players that not a lot of other people have, and you only have to have them for 1 week. So it's not like you're picking someone for the long term. So I like the thought of picking Dango. Yeah, I like it. Absolutely, Barbary. The only ones I would have, Reinders and Haaland. Even the goalkeeper's not safe. I wonder if they'll probably get Donnarumma in, won't they? Yeah, Brennan Johnson could be good. He's not long term for me, though. I think the signing of Xavi Simons is bad for Brennan Johnson's minutes, though. I will say that. $69 north, I do, gotta say. I do like Wood. FPL coach, this is what I've done. I've done Palmer to Semenyo and then left it. I could also do Mark Gu to Chris Wood, but then it leaves me with a real benching headache that I just don't want to deal with. So I am not going to do any more transfers. I think this will be my final team. Yeah, I think I'm pretty settled on this. We're going into international break. You know, you could potentially be bringing in a player this week that gets injured midweek, or sorry, during the international break. I just don't want to do too much before a break. That's the only decision, Nixie, is do I play Anderson or Richards? I haven't decided that yet. What do we reckon? Anderson or Richards? Let's do a poll. Let's poll it. There should be a poll in the chat now. I'm going to ask you for a bit of help for a change. How about that? I wouldn't do that FPL coach because I'm a little bit worried about Palace this week. Even though I've got Richards, I wouldn't bench Rodgers. Gibbs White is good. Like, he is Nottingham Forest's best player, but at the same time, goals and like assists wise, I'm just not sure I'd pick him in FPL. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd pick him in FPL. I'm gonna sit more comfortably. Sorry that you had to hear that. Will Harvey Barnes take pens? That is a good question. Who will take penalties for Newcastle? Who will take penalties for Newcastle? Yeah, Fabian Schär, that's true. That's not a bad shout, actually. If I had Haaland, Bruno, Wood, I'd captain Haaland. I think Harvey Barnes plays today. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it, but I just wouldn't pick him long term. Smart to bench Verts if I want to play Chris Wood, Watkins, and João Pedro. I'd probably bench Elliot Anderson. No, he just had the concussion substitution. I'm sure and he's been past fit anyway. Bruno Gomes. Yeah, he could be. Sorry, I'm just going to move my mic again. I'm going to go on mute while I do it this time. I want to make sure it's in the middle of the screen, so I'm in the middle of the screen. Should I start Rodgers or Kudus? I'd try and get both of them in. Yeah, I would consider selling Jorginho Ruta. I think I would. I think I'd do that. If you're benching Palmer, I think I'd do that. I'm on free hit 4. Would that tip you to do Wood over Pedro? Yeah, I think so. Pedro's the early kickoff as well. And, I think there's something in the early kickoff, to be honest. There's a lower sort of feeling and energy around the game. Fans get less time in the pub before they go into the stadium. Players are like, I'd go for Wood. It's true, Nixie. It's true. Right, bear with. I'm just going to check Twitter to see if there's anything going on. Many studies. Look at what happened last week. Start 2, bench 1. Semenyo, Reinders, and Die. Probably bench and Jai. Bruno captain again. 3rd time lucky. Oh no. The thing is, James, answering that question is really tough. I think the best week to wildcard is when it feels right for you in your team. Like there's so many ways to cut the cloth with that. I just don't think there's a definite answer, I'm afraid. Yeah, sorry, I just don't think there's a definite answer on that. By the way, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. We're on 16,700 subscribers, and I'm very hopeful. We'll see. Do you reckon we can hit 17k on stream? What do you reckon? If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. Hit subscribe and leave a like. That's what we say. Paul, because it's been 2 games and I'm an experienced FPL manager who knows that patience will pay off. The problem that Villa have had is that they've played John McGinn on the wing and it's not worked. Onana is injured and I don't think Kamara can play either, so that will force Emery to make some changes. Palace also played midweek, so they could be tired. I'm very confident with Rodgers and Watkins and I'm going to keep them. That's my answer to that question. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Yeah, E-Man, I'm thinking the same. I'll either free hit that week or a wild card. It's mad how many people are selling Watkins. I really hope he scores this week. Then his price will go straight back up. Alistair, I probably wouldn't, because if I was on a wild card, I would pick Haaland this week, which would probably be in place of Watkins, sorry. I think Man City are going to score a load against Brighton. I really do. I think they're going to have a good game. Free hit this week? No. If you don't have Triple Forest, I would pick Sells in goal. I mean, surely you've got to pick Sells against West Ham. Yeah, I agree with Nixie. Absolutely, Noob Slayer. It's silly. I don't get it either. But it won't be happening this week, I don't think. I think Marlon or their new signing comes in. We'll soon see who was correct. We certainly will. But I don't think you can judge it after a couple of weeks either. Like even after this week, I don't think you can judge it. And also, who are you comparing him to? Like, what's the other decision? You know. Sorry about that, folks. Got a bit of hay fever this morning. Bowen to João Pedro or leave Bowen? I'd want to get rid of Bowen if I had him. But João Pedro is the early kickoff. What does the chat think? Would you sell Bowen for João Pedro? How long did it take you to wake up? I woke up at 6:15 this morning and woke up pretty quickly. I'll be honest. It probably looks like I've just woken up though. What have we got here? Dean Ashley. I've already answered that. Arav, definitely, mate. The channel was, well, I can't remember the last time you would have joined me, but yeah, the channel's it's certainly grown some since I last spoke to you. We got the Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. Love that. You were in the stream yesterday as well. It's really hard to say when you should play your wild card, to be honest, because it's entirely team dependent. It really is. It's really hard to say. Sal Bowen, but not for João Pedro. Harmony saying Wood or Mateta. I think there are 3 pickable 7.5 million strikers, right? Mateta, Wood, and João Pedro are the 3. Take your pick, really. Take your pick. Hillbilly, I don't think you can suggest Ekitike before the transfer window closes. You know, if the transfer window closes and Isak is not a Liverpool player, then Ekitike is going to be great. Thank you, visual walkthrough. I appreciate that. What's our like total looking like? 72. Well, I said I was going to do 10 team reviews when we hit 100 likes. We're on 72 at the moment. We got 233 people watching. If you could leave a like rating and subscribe to the Goal and Goal channel, I will do 10 team reviews when we hit 100 likes. How about that? I think there's an element of it, Barbary, but I think if the coach situation was really bad, he'd have been sacked, and he's not been sacked. Bruno or Cunha? Bruno for me. Burn or Share? Probably go Dan Burn, you know. I think he's got DEFCON in both games so far. Yeah, exactly, Nixie. I don't know who either. I think it's probably going to be João Pedro. Absolutely, Arav. It's interesting. I think it just shows like the lack of confidence and bad mentality around the Man United squad. I think Mourinho is almost destined to go to West Ham. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's kind of written that Mourinho becomes the West Ham manager. I think he's almost a perfect fit for what they need as well. Sort their defence out, basically. My rating in Hub, it's not great. It's only 84% by the looks of it. Oh well, I'll live. Basically, the way I do team ratings is I put a message in the chat asking for people to send me their FPL ID, and then I input the ID into Fantasy Football Hub, and we review the team. That's how we do it. Or you could tweet me. We could do either way, but I will do Fantasy Football Hub. And don't forget, until the Game Week 3 deadline, if you like what you see on Fantasy Football Hub, you can sign up. And if you don't get a green arrow this week, you get your money back, which I think is a pretty good offer. Who to bench, De Kuiper or Anderson? I'd bench De Kuiper. I would sell Bowen, yeah. Good morning, Tom. Good to see you, Alex, mate. Mate, I've got big plans today. Big plans. I'm going to Portugal tomorrow. So I've got a pack. And also book some things that I'm going to do when I'm there. So that's my job today. Bristol City are playing at home to Hull City this afternoon. So I'll be going to that. I need to go to the gym. And then I need to make a video this evening and I need to do a Bristol City match preview and a review. So we've got a lot on today. James, thank you for becoming a member, mate. I really appreciate that. Who to bench, Verts, Alanga or Njai? Probably Verts, actually, you know. Yeah, same with Stig as well. Golden Goal, I watch a lot of your videos. That's all right, mate. You can take part as much or as little as you want. Have we done 100 likes, have we? 96. We're nearly there. 97. Tom, you're crazy. I don't have kids, mate. No. I'm just, I enjoy doing YouTube. I wanna try and build both of these channels. So I'm putting in the work, mate. Sorry, bear with. Oh, sorry, we're a bit sneezy. Right. We're going to do. Thank you, Arab. I appreciate that. Right, we'll do 10 teams. And one thing to say, members get priority. So if any members put their FPL IDs in the chat, they will be prioritized because that's one of the benefits you get from being a member. And if you put your ID in now, I'm not going to look at it because the message is not in the chat yet. So if you're a member, why is everyone putting their ID in the chat? Why? Come on. Members get priority. So if you want to be a member, I'll look at your team. So James, we'll look at James's team first because he's a new member. Right, the messages are flying in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're stopped at Hillbilly at the moment. So James, you're up first, mate. In your first action as a channel member, I will review your team for you. For some reason, how do I change the team? There we go. So just for the record, it will show your team as per the previous game week deadline. Bloody hell, I'm jealous. Oh no, that's my team. Why has it done that? Why has it done that? Oh, come on. Just trying to work out how to input people's teams. Obviously, Fantasy Football Hub is used to like review your own team. Being able to change it to someone else's team, I don't think I'm able to do this morning. So we'll have a look at how can I do this. Bear with, folks. Bear with. If I do this, if I put in your ID here, there we go. This is your team as per Gameweek 2. Might have to do it like this. Sorry, folks, we've had to change it. With this team, I would do Palmer to Semenyo and Strand Larson to one of Mateta, João Pedro, and Wood. That's what I do there. Chantal, that is massive. You too, Harmony. Take care. That's really annoying that I can't change the team. Maybe we could. Let's see, because we can just look at your team last week, Nixie, and then go from there, can't we? So this is your team, Nixie. Bear with. I think I'd do the same transfers I just told the other chap to do, really. I think it's Palmer out to Semenyo and then change Strand Larson. That's probably what I'd do here. I don't think Strand Larson's going to play. I think that's Nicolas, so let's have a look at your team. 738401. Two seconds. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was on mute. Apologies, guys. I was just saying I'm not sure I'd do anything. I'm not sure I'd do anything with that team. I'd probably leave it, especially before international break. I wouldn't rush a transfer in that. You can just bench Palmer and have a good team. I'd start Neco Williams over Richards. It's a good team. Lamb sauce. Oh, my super chat thing is buzzing. We'll get to that as soon as we finish these team reviews. So, lamb sauce. I think this is Palmer to Semenyo. Palmer to Semenyo. Yeah. Palmer to Semenyo. You could also, I don't think it's possible though, actually. Palmer to Semenyo. Yeah, Palmer to Semenyo here. Arav. Keep doing it wrong. Wow. You don't need to do anything with this. Actually, yes, you do. You need to get rid of Saka. I'd do Saka to Ismail Assar, I reckon. That's all you need to do, though. I'd do Saka to Ismail Assar. Mateus. Keep doing that. I keep doing that. We're getting through him. Yeah, this is a... I'd do Palmer to Semenyo and Fulkrug to Chris Wood. Yeah. With your team, you can bench Wood this week, next week. Palmer to Semenyo, Fulkrug to Wood. That's what I'd do. Owen. Owen. Yeah, this is another Palmer to Semenyo. I would consider getting rid of Bowen too. Bowen to the one you prefer out of João Pedro, Mateta, and Wood, I reckon. But good team, mate. Good team. Jam Toaster. 4-4-7-3-4-3. Go. Oh no, you've got. Oh. You know what? Honestly, with this team, you've got Palmer, Jorginho, Evan Nilsson, Saka, Strand Larsen. I consider wildcarding. And Juve, and Verbruggen. I'd honestly consider wildcarding. And if I was on my wildcard, I'd have a look at the video I made this week for a wildcard team and pick something that looks like that. Because I think I would wildcard. I think I'd wildcard. Right. Whose team am I looking at now? The second to last one this should be, shouldn't it? Average Joe. Yeah, I think it's Palmer and Saka out. I do Palmer, Saka out for Semenyo and Sarr. Yeah, Palmer, Saka out, Semenyo and Sarr in. I think I'd do that. Hillbilly, this is the last one. Then we'll have a look at those super chats. And it looks like we got a new member as well, so we'll check that out too. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. I think that might be Glenn. Ooh. FPL app is having issues. There we go. We are back. Yeah, I think this is just Palmer to Semenyo again, or Sarr. Yeah, Palmer to Semenyo for me. I'm gonna go back to my team now. Let's see what we've got. Glenn, I knew it was you. Thank you very much for signing up again. And we got a super chat. I'll do the super chat. Bear with. Sorry, I keep sneezing. I think I cleaned my room last weekend. I think I need to clean it again because it's dusty. Let's have a look at Brendan's team. Thank you very much, Brendan. You need a 1 week punt, do you? Let's have a look then. Let's see what Fantasy Football Hub say is the best midfielders this week. Newcastle. Subhoyt. Newcastle. Here we are. Gameweek range. Gameweek 3. Midfielders. There's your top midfielders, mate. Pick one of them to replace Palmer. Pick one of them. Yeah, Hub likes Dango. We're probably done with team reviews for a little while. I've just done 10. I'll change the title so people don't expect a team review now. Although if we do 200 likes, I'll do some more. Yeah, just on Cunha. Sorry, I was away then. Just on Cunha, I think he's probably the next best Man United mid. But you're also picking a Man United mid, aren't you? I just don't know. Yeah, you obviously can when you put your team in it. Pranav, mate, we're not doing team reviews. We're done. Start Anderson or Sarr. That's really tough, Ricardo. Anderson or Sarr. My gut says Sarr, but it's really tough. Timple, I don't remember making you a mod. That's a long time. That's interesting. I don't remember doing that. Must have been a long time ago. Dan Lynn, Palmer to Rangers. Yeah, I don't mind it, especially with that sort of setup. Good to see you too, Dan. Semenyo or Kudus and Wood or Mateta. Semenyo and Wood. But I'd just be a little bit concerned about Wood next week. He's away in New Zealand and he's got to play Arsenal. Palace may not be as productive. Well, they didn't have him against Forest and Sarr still scored. Just saying. 8 Nori Fitness. I think Pep's given him the all clear. Who's your spiciest row captain shout? Chris Wood. Who should I start? Reinders or Elliot Anderson? Reinders for me. I don't know, because obviously Douglas Luiz has just signed for Nottingham Forest. And I don't know what that means for Anderson's DEFCONs. You know? Alex, I would go for Sells. James Howard had a big night. Without Palmer, can you play a decent starting 11? Because if the answer to that question is yes, then I'd probably keep him. But if you can't, I'd get rid. He's not being ignored. I mentioned him a few times on the stream. I just wouldn't go with him. I prefer Semenyo. Okay, who else is? I'm not sure about that. Who else is on your bench? Who else is on your bench? Surely you can do better than that. Surely you can do better than starting Juve. Palmer and Saka to Dango and Semenyo. Yeah, like it. It works. Long term, Semenyo versus Eze. Semenyo. Almost definitely Semenyo. The good thing with Bournemouth is they don't have European football. King Jr., I like it. I've only done one of those moves though. I'm just leaving the other one. I've brought Semenyo in, but I'm just leaving the other one. Dango to Salah, or Dango and Salah, I like that. Please, Bruno or Semenyo to replace Palmer. If I didn't have Bruno, I'd probably get him, to be fair. Thoughts on Pedro captain? Early kickoff, innit? Doing -4 for Semenyo, Sarr, Ekitike, in for Palmer, Gordon, Beto. I actually don't hate Beto this week. I think he plays. But yeah, overall, I think I'd probably leave the striker transfer, Liam. Are any Forest attackers nailed? I wouldn't pick any. Maybe Gibbs White. Haaland in for Watkins after international break. I'm looking at doing that. But I'm also thinking about my chip strategy. Jemima, it's a tough call, isn't it? But I would probably bench Agbadu. Offside footy, they could be good options, just not yet. Wait till after international break. I think Xavi Simons, he takes away from Porro's threat a little bit. So as a Pedro Porro owner, I'm a little bit worried about that. Triple captain Chris Wood. Maybe not for me. I don't mind Richarlison. The only thing is, I think his place in the team could be gone after the international break. Most nailed Spurs attacker. There isn't one. Is João Pedro worth buying since Palmer will probably be back? He's a good player, but it's the internet. It's the early kickoff today, which I do think has a factor. Is that serious? Nicholas Jackson is going to Bayern Munich? No. No. Mad. How have they done that? 15 million euros for a season. Mad. I do, Oliver. I would stay clear for now. If you pick Gakpo at the start of the season, I think you're happy. But I think buying him now with the deadline on Monday, I think is too much of a risk. Because if Isak comes in, Ekitike has been so good that he will probably play some minutes on the left in place of Gakpo. If the transfer doesn't happen, I think Gakpo is a great option. But see where I'm coming from? Oh, I need to wash this t-shirt. I've got deodorant stain there. It's not very good. It serves me right for using roll-ons. Who start Pape Sarr? I start Sarr. Who would you recommend to replace Strand Larsen? One of the 7.5 million forwards: João Pedro, Chris Wood, or Mateta. Or if you have 4 million in the bank, you could also go for Gyökeres or Watkins. If you had Wood, would you captain? I think I would. Funny, but yeah, I think I would. Yeah, I'll have a look, Jemima. It's a good suggestion. Let's see if we've got predicted lineups. What's her name? Jump the Wave. Let's see if she's done any. There we go. So the Villa predicted lineup. It's a little bit iffy with the 2 injuries they've got, but that's the Villa predicted lineup. So it looks like Matson, Mings, Bogard, and Guisson are the 3 that are doubtful, or 4, sorry, that are doubtful. But I think this team is better for Villa than previous ones, anyway. Chelsea predicted team is this. Interesting. Oh, Cucurella's there. Okay, so it's Cucurella left back. Liverpool team. That's the team. Liverpool predicted lineup: Ekitike, Gakpo, Salah. Yeah, I mean, makes sense, doesn't it? Szoboszlai right back. Newcastle team. They're predicting Osula to play. So yeah, that's the Newcastle predicted team. Another Liverpool lineup. Bradley playing. Okay, interesting. I think if I was predicting a Liverpool lineup, that's what I'd say. Got any others? There we go. All the other teams. So here's Arsenal. Raya is 100%. So it's going to be Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice. Odegaard is, 50-50. Madueke. Where's Eze? They don't predict Eze to start. I think Eze is going to go straight in the team. I really do. What do you guys reckon? Do you think Eze goes straight in the team? Villa. We already looked at Villa. Brighton. Anyone interested? Jorginho's only got 22% chance of starting, so yeah. Chelsea. Looked at that. Liverpool, we looked at that. Man City. Trafford, apparently. Oh, it's such a minefield, isn't it? Ruben Diaz, Stones, Aït-Nouri, Reinders. So the only two players that that are 100%, or sorry, there are only 3 Man City players 100% predicted to start. Ruben Diaz, Reinders, Haaland. Man United, yeah, I think it's going to be the same team we've seen. If there's only been any surprises there, it looks at Newcastle. Tottenham, looks like it's going to be Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence, Bentancur, Polina, Sarr, Johnson, Kudus, Richarlison. And that's the end of the predictions. No, I think that's the end. Yeah, that is the end. Cute seal. Hopefully that was useful. I've done the transfer, mate. Palmer is out. Semenyo is in. I would start Dean. I think I would start Reinders and Rogers. Yeah, Reinders and Rogers. Are you saving money to bring Palmer back in? I could do, but probably not. I just don't think he will, James. I don't think he will. After international break, he's going to be a minefield with Champions League. De Ligt or Dan Burn? Dan Burn for me. Long term, Saka or Palmer? Palmer. He's on penalties. Saka probably won't take penalties now. I wish I could pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Just joined. No Bruno captain yet. Both of those reasons. How would you compare Reinders to Johnson? One's a lot cheaper. Who to replace Palmer with? I bought Semenyo. Got a coin flip between JP and Wood. Just remember, they both have their own downsides. João Pedro's the early kickoff. Chris Wood is going to New Zealand this weekend and has Arsenal next week. George, thank you, mate. DJ. We'll do that. I like being able to pronounce people's names, so I feel rude not being able to do that. Start Diouf or Richards. Richards, 100%. You can't be starting a West Ham defender this week. Surely not. Agbadu or Richards. Who have Wolves got? Oh, we've got some clean sheet odds here as well. Should do. Or maybe not. Maybe not. I'll go and find them. I'll go and find the clean sheet odds, boys. Here we go. You see that? That might help someone who's just asked me a question. Agbadu. He's got Everton. Yeah, I'd probably pick Agbadu. Yeah, probably pick Agbadu. If you can't start him against Everton, what are you doing with him in your team? Oh, we do have a quiz. We do have a quiz. I almost forgot about the quiz. Does anyone want to do a quiz? I've got 5 quiz questions we can do. I'll help you with your teams during the quiz. But do people want to do the quiz? Let's do the quiz. Go on then. Question number 1. Who was the top scoring player for Gameweek 2? Got Claudette in the chat. It's good to see you again. I hope life is treating you well. Feels like it's been a little while. Flying in. The answer is, of course, Timber. 24 points for Timber last week. Yeah, Router I just wouldn't pick. Who's that? Can anyone tell me who that is? It's not me, by the way, if anyone's asking. Dan, you're going to be right with John Terry one day. It's been 2 seasons now. One day it's going to be John Terry. Who is that? Who is that? I wouldn't captain Porro, no. Calafiori in your team. Interesting. Burn or Livramento? Burn. I like his Defcons. I think, Alex, I'd go for Chris Wood. Any more guesses for this template, by the way, or for this silhouette? No one's got it right so far, by the way. Glad to hear it, Claudio. I'm doing well too. It's Jordan Pickford. So well done, everyone that said Jordan Pickford. Who has the most transfers out ahead of game week 3 so far? And we'll do a bonus as well. We'll do 2. We'll do 2. Before we answer that, we'll do 2. Who's got the most transfers out and who's got the most transfers in? I'm going to go to the screen share to show this. So Palmer, 2,526,562,735 transfers out. Semenyo, over 1 million in. So that's quite something. João Pedro's been transferred in by nearly 1 million. So is Chris Wood. So is Richarlison. So is Brennan Johnson. Mad. Saka's now out by nearly 1 million as well. I'm sure that'll change as well as we go along. But there you go. Who's that? Anyone guess who that is? Cortex, good to see you, my friend. Let's see what people are saying. This is Eki TK. Well done, everyone that said Eki TK. One more question. To the nearest 100,000, how many people are playing FPL? How many people are playing FPL this season? I admire, where's she gone? Claudette is being very honest in her answers, and I can respect that. I'm going to get the answer up. The answer is, I will accept 11.3 or 11.4. So well done. You do suck if you look it up. I agree. So well done, everyone that got those answers correct. Let us know in the chat what you got in the quiz. Claudet got 3. Dan got 1. Well done. One day it will be John Terry, mate. I promise you. One day when I do the quiz, I'll remember that you answer every question with John Terry, and I'll put him as an answer. I'll leave that up to you, Nixie. You can score it for yourself. You're a moderator. You can decide. I think Salah's a better player than Bruno Fernandes, mate. That's why I'm doing it. That's my logic. I'm just going to stick by Salah, I think. I may see who all the other content creators are doing, bottle it and change it. But for now, it's on Salah. We've got to. I've got to visit FPL Tom's stream as well, because we have to see who, because he had a coin flip, Salah versus Bruno captain. So I'm going to go into his stream and see who he's got. Let's go and watch his stream. I'm on your stream with bated breath. I'm going to put the audio on as well. How do I do that? Source. Where's that? Audio input capture. Bear with. I need to get rid of that. Is it audio output capture instead? Device speakers. Is that it? Can you hear FPL Tom?
Did start off good. First half we were in the game. Second half just yeah.
Right, we're watching FPL Tom because I want to see who he's captaining.
Would you take out Virgil for Tark? I wouldn't do that move. No, I wouldn't do that move. Hi Tom, who do I bench? Semenyo, Kudus.
Let's see what he's got. Gakpo. We need the captaincy decision.
Probably Gakpo, given the fixture. I would probably say yeah. Do you think keep Wirtz until you free hit / wildcard? Yeah, Wirtz is probably going to stay within the side till like game week 7. Hi there, big boy. Who won the coin flip for captaincy? I'm on your stream with bated breath. I haven't decided whether or not we're going to bring in Pedro yet. So we might be bringing in Mateta. Mateta won the coin flip, so yeah, I think it might be Mateta. So there might not be a captaincy flip. The only other captaincy flip we might do is Salah or Bruno.
Let's see what he says. This might be boring for you watching, but we're...
That is where my head is at, man. That is where my head is at. Obviously, go and check out Golden Goal. He's closing in on 17k as well. So, obviously, he's streaming right now as well. Yeah. Coin flip for Bruno or Salah, please. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to do the big one, all right? Tails is going to be Bruno. Heads is going to be Salah, okay? Mo Salah has come out ahead on the coin. Mo Salah, ladies and gentlemen, is the coin's captaincy pick for this week. There you go. The coin's captaincy flick. There we go. All right. It is past, so let's get some more team reviews done for you guys as well. Let's see what we've had sent in.
Right, there we go. Confirmed. Salah is going to be my captain, ladies and gents. I had to let the FPL coin decide, didn't I? Let's see if we can get rid of that. Yes, and that one as well. Get rid of that. There we go. That was good, wasn't it? I think the fact that I was very glad that he pulled Salah says it all, doesn't it? Really, I didn't want it to be Bruno, so I think that kind of says who my captain should be. Yeah, let's see if we can do 200 likes. I would be very grateful for that. I also think we had a new member as well. DJ, legend, mate. Thank you very much. Most CC captain in Bruno. Well, let's be different. Claudette, I would not do that. No, do not do that. Torn between Mateta and Jokeres. I go Mateta. You shouldn't be allowed. Well, it's not just a tash, mate. I've got a beard, bro. It's on my chin as well. I don't think it's that bad, is it? It's quite a good tash, actually. I would. I want a 1v1 you in moustaches. I reckon mine's better. I'm praying as well that variance goes my way. Should I get Gakpo or Eki TK? Eki TK for me. Who do I bench? Rogers, Semenyo, or Elliot Anderson? Anderson. I agree, Claudette, but be patient. Be patient. I've got 3.3 million in the bank now, mate. What's the poll saying for Richard v Anderson or whoever I had? 461 votes just for Richard. We're going to end that poll. Dango is the pick no one is talking about. We've spoken about him on this stream, mate. He's had some airtime on this stream. I think he's good. Sure, I think he's good. Oh, right. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. But at the same time, you should go into Tom's chat and tell him that rather than me. Because I think his tash looks quite good. Appreciate it, Taylor. I done Palmer and Gu to Semenyo and Wood to allow Captain Wood. Should have thought about this heading more. Yeah. I could do some more team reviews. I did 10 team reviews earlier on Cortex. I reckon if we can get to 200 likes on the stream, so we've got 157 likes, 257 people watching. If we can hit 200 likes, I will do some team reviews. And also, how are we doing for subscribers? Yeah, we probably won't hit 17k on this stream, but if you've not subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you could. If we hit 17k, I'll do some more team reviews as well. Yeah, drop a like, you bums, as Claudette says. Should we worry benching Verts? Yes and no. It's hard to say, isn't it? Yes and no is my answer. I went Haaland, no Salah, which means free hit for me next week. Very exciting. Let's go. I'm jealous. What's your rank at the moment, Jemima, out of interest? Not that it really matters at this stage, but I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued to know. Morning, mate. Was Palmer and Watkins predicted to drop last night? Palmer was. I think anyone could have seen Palmer dropping in price, but Watkins, I wasn't. I didn't expect. About 1 millionth overall. That's really good going. Richards won the poll, Simon. Never sent in my team before. Put in your FPL ID, mate. I'm 4.4 million. What a time to be alive, indeed. Claudette's Google, interesting. So is Richards the one to start? Yes, mate. I imagine you've got the same issue. I think I'm going to start Richards, but then... in the back of my mind, I think they'll probably score very similar points. So it comes down to, I think they're as likely as one another to keep a clean sheet. So it comes down to, at that point, who is going to get DEFCON? And I think Anderson could be most likely to get it. Sorry, folks. So in a way, I'm somewhat tempted to do Anderson. It's tough, man. It's tough. Reinders or Anderson in the starting 11? Reinders. Emin, we'll do team reviews, like I said, at 200 likes. If you want to join as a member or do a super chat, though, I'll have a look at your team. That option's there. The Jackson to Bayern Munich move is crazy, by the way. I can't believe they've done that. Would you start Wirtz? Probably not. It depends who else you've got. I think Chelsea will score. I also think Villa will score. I've got 2 Aston Villa attackers. Start Gyökeres. Depends who else you got. It's really hard. You know, if you're asking me if you should start a player without telling me who could be benched instead, I've got no idea. I think I'm going to captain Salah, mate, yeah. Reckon Xavi Simons plays off the left for Spurs or as a 10? I think he could play either, mate. I don't know. I think he could play either. Alanga and Barnes been overlooked. Yes. I think they're good options. Allison will get a yellow card v Chelsea away. Maybe, actually. Rodgers over Kudus. Probably. I still think he's better. Best Bruno cap option? No. I still think Salah. I've got Salah, mate. Wirtz, yes. I would always play an attacker over a defender. I put Wirtz in. I think Chelsea score more goals than Villa. Yeah, fair enough. It is the early kickoff, though. Haaland, Wood or João Pedro? Haaland. I'm glad he went to Spurs. Yeah, absolutely. How many players do Chelsea have now, by the way? It's crazy. They obviously bought Garnacho yesterday as well. Best 7.3 or under midfielder? Semenyo. A brace for Eze at Anfield. We'll see. He's God-fearing man, isn't he? So he's manifested all of this so far. Yeah, free hit or not, I'd probably... If I was free hitting, Ismail Assar. Yeah, the Buonanotte move is mad. Sam Hood, it's the early kickoff. And as Gandhi has famously said, never back the early kickoff. If I had Haaland, I would captain him this week. Metalhead Smurf, I'd be on Haaland. It's crazy, isn't it, Cortex? I have transferred Palmer to Kudus. I don't know what you're asking me. Oh, not sure about Goo to Wood. No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do Palmer to Wood. Oh, sorry, I wouldn't bring in Wood. I'd leave the money in the bank. That's what I've done. I'd leave it. Sorry, bear with. Cheers, Monther. Oh, I do have a question. Palmer and Bowen to Sarr and Haaland. Oh, I don't hate it. As hits go, that's a pretty good one. Go on. Do it. I like it. Monther, as hits go, I'd hate taking hits, but that's a good hit. Need thought. Palmer to Kudu / Goo to Wood. No. I do Palmer to Semenyo or Sarr. Be my move. I wouldn't bring in Chris Wood. Pick and mix MMA, Eki TK or Gakpo, whose minutes are at risk if Isak signs? Both of them. Pedro Mateta or Wood? Pedro. On wildcard, Munoz, Porro, Rodon, Van de Ven. Who should be the other? Chris Richards. Anderson. I wouldn't captain a defender, mate. Not worth it. Who's your the one I've got captained, mate? Why are you asking me who my captain is? I've got him captained. You think Eze could be? I think Eze's a really good player. I think he could be a game changer. Triple captain Wood. It's bold. Definitely bold. Well, we got nearly 300 people in it now. Like I said, if we hit 200 likes, I will review 5 more teams before the end of the stream. So if you could all leave a like rating so we can get to 200, I'll do 5 more team reviews. Oh, my Instagram has changed now, so I need to change the graphic. They think I am capable of doing that, Cortex. That's the thing. I reserve the right to change it, but I'm pretty nailed on Salah. Spurs have crazy good fixtures, get at least 2, but they've also got a lot of attackers and could be loads of rotation. Claudette, yeah, he's all right, but for me, I'm a little bit worried about who else they sign. Like I think Strand Larson and Wisser could both go to Newcastle as well. They won't sign 3 forwards; they'll only sign 2. But I'm just not sure. You know, they'll have 2 that can play the position. I just don't know. That is true, Cortex. I could pretend I have a different team. I agree with you, Claudette. I think Wissa is the one. Well, Strand Larsen's Premier League proven as well. But I think he's better. They're both better than Volta Marder, whatever his name is. They won't go both Newcastle. Yeah, I know, but they'll get one of them. Harvey Barnes to Palmer, a good shout. The other way round, maybe, but I'd still prefer Elanga, I think. Who should I bench, Verts or Semenyo? Verts, definitely Verts. Thoughts on Cher? He could be penalty taker. You're right. Lots of people annoyed at the Palmer price drop this week. Lots of people annoyed at that. Claudette, we know that you like Harvey Barnes. I remember that. I reckon Bruno Gomes, yeah, I think he does too. That's my gut feel. Got Mbumo in for Palmer or Cunha. Why would you do... Okay. I'd get Ismail Assar, I think. Come on, Mateta. Let's see. Peter Pan. Who's Peter Pan? Wood scored a hat-trick. I think there's every chance. I don't really care, to be honest, Cortex. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so ready for a holiday. I've been working 7 days a week for the past 2 months. And this is my first break since I don't know. I last went away in March. I last went on holiday in March and I got ill. So it ruined the holiday. So this is my first holiday this year, basically, and I'm very excited. I'm excited to do nothing. It's going to be great. I have one free transfer. Do I move off Palmer or wait another week? I would move off him. Thank you, Tony. Forest's penalty taker is Chris Wood. Yeah, Harvey Barnes could be okay for a few weeks. Cortex's birthday. Love it, mate. Yeah, I need a break, mate. I prefer not to say what I do for a living on here, but I do work full time as well as do this. So it keeps me busy. We got 300 people in the stream. Like I said, if we hit 100, 200 likes, I will do 5 team reviews. Daniel, no, keep Watkins, sorry. Keep Ollie Watkins. And I swim. So yeah, we do all that. I've been injured recently though, Claudette, but I'm getting better. This was the first, for the last couple of days, my shoulder has been completely pain-free. So I'm very happy about that. My Instagram, by the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram, a Speedo model confirmed. We're working on it, mate. There you go, there's my Instagram. Yeah, my rotator cuffs are done for too, mate. That's what the problem is. I've got a shoulder impingement So basically, for the last 2 months, I've been working on strengthening all of my scapular muscles. So I've done like scapular push-ups, loads of shoulder rotation stuff. It's been hardcore, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I can actually swim now, which is good. Haven't done any gym or running for months. Why is that? Just because of your rotator cuffs. You can work around a rotator cuff injury, mate. Just do loads of pulling in legs. You just can't do shoulders or chest. Sorry to hear that, Sam. ACL is nasty. Right, let's do some team reviews. Good to see you, by the way, Freddie. If I didn't say it already, I saw you in the chat earlier. We'll take the first 5. Oh, I can't review if you're doing a free hit. Right, we are stopping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stopping at DJ corner. You kind of look like Ronaldo on the gram. Thank you, mate. Where'd you get that from? That's all right, mate. You're on free hit as well. Okay, well, we will include Mick Dad then in that case. Those festivals. Yeah, we had a good summer. Kyle Barry. I'd just do Palmer to Semenyo with this team, I think. Palmer to Semenyo, mate. We'll do another one. Yeah, this is another Palmer to... that's another Palmer to Semenyo transfer, I think. Lalix. Good to see you, by the way, Lalix. Thanks for joining the stream, as always. I can't do your team, Jack, but I appreciate the Ronaldo compliment. I don't know where you got that from. Because I have to wear like a pair of Speedos to train in, though, I do try. I feel like you kind of have to try and stay in shape, don't you, for that? I think I'd look to bring in Salah. So I do Saka and Palmer. I think it works. I would do what you can to get Salah in this team. So Saka, Palmer, maybe down to Anderson, and then get Salah in. That's what I do. Scrabble is on free hit, isn't he? DJ Corner 120. Oh, excuse me. 769. We're going to wrap up the stream very soon as well because we're nearly at 9 a.m. Calm down, Harmony. Not Harmony. I don't know why I called you Harmony. Claudette. I don't know why I got confused between the two. I think it's because Harmony said something funny about Speedos the other day. Anyway, calm down, Claudette. I actually don't think you need to do anything with this team. Yeah, just leave it, mate. Leave it. Not worth it. And finally, Mick Dad. ID 101, by the way. What a pro. We start so early. Yeah, we did. We did. For the Friday streams, we did. It's alright. Well, you're here today, aren't you? So that's good. Palmer to Semenyo. Yeah, Palmer to Semenyo, mate. And that's it. That's it for the team reviews. Gosh, I'll leave a link to my Instagram if anyone wants to drop us a follow, though. Are you on Instagram, Claudette? There's my Instagram, if you want to give us a follow. 3:56 a.m. is well early. Or well late, sorry, I must say. Ooh. I think I'm done now. I'm going to go and get in the shower. I've got to make a list of things I need to pack for my holiday. And then I need to pack. So that's my day. Rogers, Eki, TK. Johnny Weissmuller. What's that? Yeah, on Rogers, Eki, TK, Reinders, I'd probably bench. Honestly, my gut says Eki TK, which is probably disgusting, but that's what my gut says. So there you go. I think we're going to end things very soon there. Because, like I said, I'm done. I'm done. And I'm off on holiday. Someone asked about an Olympic swimmer who played Tarzan. I don't really get that, but we do a drill called the Tarzan drill, where you swim with your head out of the water to like try and raise your body position. So that's something we did as well. So kind of do Tarzan in a way. And for effect, if you want to be funny in training, you make the Tarzan sound as well. Right. I think we're done, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck for this game week. That's my team. Palmer is gone. Semenyo is in. Salah is captain. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We had nearly 4,000 people watch the stream. You'll have to guess on that one, Claudette. So yeah, we're done. I'll see you on my video this evening. There won't be a stream tomorrow morning because I'll be on holiday. So I probably will go quiet on YouTube until Wednesday after today because I need a break if that's okay. So yeah, cheers everyone.